Unbelievable. My last hike before I head for the mountains. Quick little hike to get one more voice read for you guys. And what do I stumble across? I stumble across a frickin' bear. Again. At least this one took off. Bugger. Ever tell you I hate bears? If I haven't told you that, I'll tell you right now, I hate bears. Alright, quick email and I'm out of here. I got shit to do. What the hell is it with me and bears? Like, seriously. That was a big bear again. At least that one didn't appear to be aggressive. But to tell you what, you guys, I'm going to kind of read the email like this so that I can scan down here. That bear took off. As soon as he saw me, he did take off running. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're gone for good. They can come back. Sometimes they do. They're curious, right? Like, can you frickin' believe it? Last time I come out, bear. This time I come out, bear. Like, what in God's name? Why do they keep following me? Am I going to be reincarnated as a bear? Anyhow, you know what? I don't have a ton of time. So I am going to get this email read for you guys here right away and carry on and be on my way. If you guys are watching this, I'm gone. I am gone. I'm on my way north on my sheep and moose hunt. And I'll be gone for about 3 weeks or so until I get back. That's when I'll be home as soon as I get back. How does that sound? So I didn't really have time to pre-record anything else for you guys. So you're gonna get this video and then that's it until I'm home. And this is gonna be a short one. But here we go. Next in line. All right, we're gonna have to try that again because my camera is going haywire on me. And I am gonna really keep my eyes open for that bear. I'm hoping he buggered off far away from here, but you just never know. You just never know. Anyways, here we go. Hey Darren, great channel you've got going. I love the way you present the people's emails. No elaboration, no embellishment, no bullshit. I'm just an average guy that absolutely loves hunting, fishing, and being out in the woods. I've been addicted to elk hunting for many years now and prefer to hunt with my bow instead of my rifle. I live in southwestern Alberta, so I'm close to prime mountain elk and mule deer hunting. I just turned 65 in early March, and I can still keep up with my two boys when we're hiking the mountains. I've decided after 25 years of silence to finally share my encounter with some people other than my wife and my two adult sons. I'm a retired police officer. I retired at 58 with 35 years service in the force. I've seen some pretty horrific shit in my career, stuff that I wish I'd never seen, but it's part of the job. I've dealt with several bouts of PTSD and depression from work-related incidents, but thankfully the force has good resources for officers when they need it. and there has been times that I've really needed it. As I said, I've always loved hunting and freshwater fishing, the lakes and rivers. My first encounter with the forest people, in brackets, I've adopted that name since watching your channel, as it feels more appropriate than Bigfoot. Anyways, my first encounter happened in 2019 when I was hunting late season. When I was hunting late season elk in the Rockies. I had heard of the forest people, as many had, from the report of the Patterson-Gimlin footage many years ago. And I also personally had 4 reports made to me as a police officer, so I was aware of the possibility that these beings existed. Although I was open slightly to the possibility they exist, I had to rely on evidence and conclude for myself that it was very unlikely. I was leaning heavily on the side of folklore or myth. Back to my hunt. I was with my hunting partner, who was also an officer in my detachment and a well-seasoned hunter himself. We had a week in the mountains in our small wall tent to try and close the deal on a couple late season bulls. It was our frickin' bears got me on edge, man. It was our 3rd evening hunting the remote valley that was hike-in only, and for the two of us were maybe a kilometer apart, glassing different sides of the mountain, when I heard the most terrifying roar that I've ever heard in my life. I didn't know what it was, but this creature screamed so loud and for so long. It was absolutely mind-blowing. My entire body was tingling from fear, and I could hear my heart pounding through my chest. I shoot a 7mm mag, and I'm a pretty damn good shot. But even having my loaded gun in my hand gave me zero comfort. The first roar was maybe 1,500 yards or more from me, and in between Dave and I, but up in the timber on the side of the mountain. I stood up and started walking backwards away from the sound, strictly out of fear. Then about 20 or 30 seconds later, I heard another roar. Almost exactly the same, but now it was significantly closer to me. That was enough. That was enough. I turned and started as a fast-paced walk towards camp, which was maybe a half-hour hike from where I was. There was nothing for a few minutes after the second roar, so I stopped briefly I can't win with these bears, man. Sorry, guys. There was nothing for a few minutes after the second roar, so I stopped briefly to look and listen. But by now it was getting a little dark, so I couldn't see more than a couple hundred yards. I stood there for a couple minutes and then carried on. Dave was somewhere off to my right, but I had no idea if he'd heard the roars or not. They were so loud, I assumed he had to have. As I was walking, I saw a flash of light a ways off in the timber to my right, so I stopped, assuming it was Dave coming out, as it was getting darker. I waited there for a minute. Watching the light, which did kind of look like a headlamp moving through the trees. When it stopped moving, I whistled loud and then waited for a response. I was shocked when I saw the light moving towards me at an insane speed. I couldn't figure out what was going on. It looked like a spotlight that someone was shining. It moved several hundred yards in a split second. I was standing there wondering what the hell was going on. Could not make sense of it. I started to feel very uneasy and almost nauseous. I was hyperventilating, trying to catch my breath. The light stopped and was now within a few hundred yards of me. I called out to Dave, and the minute I did, the light went out. Well, now I'm shitting myself. I'm terrified. What the hell was I dealing with? All of a sudden, I hear a very strange whistling sound. It was kind of a tri-toned sound going up and down in pitch. I was literally frozen in my tracks, unable to comprehend what was happening. Then I hear a cackling sound, kind of like chickens feeding, but very loud and deep. It was messed up, man. All of a sudden, I hear a shot ring out in the distance beyond this thing. There's 3 shots in a row. And as all hunters know, this is the distress call for hunters. After the ringing of the shots, everything went quiet, and I mean dead quiet. I'm still standing in the same spot, and I can't, for the life of me, make my body start walking. I'm just standing there in the direction of whatever was making the sounds and the gunshots. Frozen. Finally, I hear Dave walking towards me, branches breaking and footsteps. It sounded like he was maybe 100 yards away, so I hollered, "Dave, over here." The walking stops, and I heard the roars again, but this time it was very soft, very deep. A guttural sound shook through my body. It wasn't Dave. I shined my mag light towards the sound, and I see this massive figure in the trees. Its eyes flash bright in the light of my flashlight. This thing is huge, Darren. 8 to 9 feet tall, very wide at the shoulders, very thick. I can't grab my gun. I'm frozen stiff, staring at this beast. All of a sudden, a shot and a flash of white light, and the creature's gone from sight. Then I hear Dave holler my name, and I yell back to him. He's a ways off. Off to my left, he's a ways off to my left, and I see Dave's headlamp coming towards me. This time I'm sure it's his headlamp. He calls again. When he finally gets to me, he grabs me by the shoulders. I found out later on that I was crying when Dave grabbed me. I don't remember that though. In fact, I don't remember much from that point on. We did eventually get back to camp, and Dave got a big fire going. After a bit of time, I must have snapped out of the trance I was in and realized where I was and what had happened. Dave looked at me and said, "Dwight, good to have you back, brother." I was in a severe state of shock, and I think my body was somewhat shut down. I asked Dave if he saw what I saw, and he confirmed that he did. He heard all the roars and headed for camp as well. He saw the light and was able to catch a glimpse of a huge, hair-covered man making his way in my direction. That's why he shot the 3 warning shots. He was trying to scare it away from me. He said when he fired his rifle, this thing almost vanished into thin air. He could still see a blurred shape moving through the trees. That's when he decided to try to get to me as fast as he could. He said this thing was moving at an incredible rate of speed. It was hard to actually comprehend. As it got darker and the light was gone, Dave lost sight of it entirely. And then he heard me call his name and came running. We talked this all through the night, We talked this all out through the night, and there was no way I was going to sleep, and neither was Dave. Needless to say, we packed up in the morning, and to this day, neither of us have ever gone back up that valley, and I never will. I tried to get through this trauma on my own, but I knew I would need some help. I was having horrible nightmares and daydreams, so I needed to talk to someone. I opted for a counselor not associated with the department because Dave and I swore to secrecy about what we saw. I went to counseling for a few months and was completely honest with her about what had happened, what I had seen, and what I had gone through. It did help, but even after all these years, I still have some aftershock and the odd time a horrible nightmare. I've had many times in my life that I'd been scared, Darren, but nothing even comes close to the fear I felt that night. I've had 2 more encounters with these people, but they were fairly brief and not intimidating at all. Well, not compared to that encounter anyways. If you'd like me to share those with you as well, let me know, and I will. I talked to Dave before sharing this with you, and at first he said no, but after I directed him to your channel and he watched a few of your videos, he called and said, yeah, go ahead, this guy seems like a legit man. My wife, my 2 boys, and my counselor were the only other people that knew about this night. But now I'm happy and comfortable to share with you and the great people that follow you. I encourage people to tell the truth and share their encounters. The general public has the right to know that these forest people exist. Thanks, Darren. Take care and reach out if you'd like to chat. Your new friend, Dwight. Wow, Dwight. Holy Jesus. Wow, man. I appreciate that share big time. Number 1, Dwight, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service, my friend. I appreciate it. My father was a police officer for his entire life, 35 or 40 years in the force. Retired as deputy chief of police, and my hat goes off to all people that put their lives on the line daily to protect all of us. I really appreciate it. So thank you so much, Dwight. And thanks for sharing with us. That is wild. That is wild. What a horrifying feeling. Like, was this thing coming after you? Or just trying to scare you? I gotta stand fast and say that honestly, I think it was probably trying to scare you. Mission accomplished, right? Because I just believe if they wanted you dead, they'd kill you. They got the capabilities, so if they wanted you dead, they'd just kill you. There would be nothing that you or your buddy could do about it. Thank God that it didn't. But scary, really scary. As I head into bear country. Thanks, Dwight. As I head into probably the worst bear country in the province of British Columbia. But, oh well, I'm very well protected. I got lots of guns, lots of ammo, and lots of ways to protect myself. But Dwight, I'm gonna get a hold of you for sure. If you're watching this, please be patient with me. I'm gone for about 3 to 3.5 weeks, and then when I get back, I got about a week of catch up to play, and then I will reach out to you as soon as I return. Okay, so Dwight, if you're watching, I will reach out to you, I promise you. And I'm not going to read any more of you guys because I actually just want to get out of here. I'm pretty confident now that bear did bugger off, but still, you don't want to stick around when you know there's a bear here. And one of these days, maybe I'll have the camera on and one will sneak out like that, and you guys can actually see it. But anyways, I'm gonna rock and roll. I wish you guys all the best. Thank you to every single subscriber. I appreciate you so much, and a special thank you so much to members of Outlaw Country. Those of you that have joined the membership program, I really do appreciate it. And as soon as I get back, we're gonna do another draw here, get an Outlaw Country coffee mug out to one of you guys. And, but that'll have to wait until I get home. But anyways, I appreciate all you members. I appreciate all you subscribers. Thank you so much for being here with me and helping build this awesome community of phenomenal people. All right. Dwight, thank you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I will reach out. I promise you I have so much more I need to share with you guys. More emails, more follow-ups. Kathy Germain emailed me, and I will get to hers as well. Kathy, bear with me, please. So bear with me. Kathy, hang in there. I will get a hold of you, I promise. It's coming up. Real busy time of the year for me here right now. So appreciate you guys all. Stay safe. Be a good person. You know what? If you can do nothing else, just be a good person. And just remember, life is really, really short. Get out and do the things that you love to do. You know what I mean? Spend a little bit of time doing something that you love. So important. All right, guys, I'm out of here. See you in about 3 or 4 weeks. Take care.